Good evening. It's the 30th January 2022 on a Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the Muvi Television Primetime News. To present it, my name is Keith Mwemba. We'll look at the stories making the headlines this evening. President HH assures more development for Kabwata residents. Socialist Party officially writes to ECZ over the Saturday attacks on its members by suspected UPND cadres. Laxity in the adherence to COVID-19 rules worries stakeholders. Northern Province PS FRA for paying farmers. Floods cause havoc in Kalomo district. Malawian President Chakwera announced and swears in his new set of ministers. We now look at the news in details. On 29th January 2022, government announced that Zambia may experience another wave of COVID-19 which is likely to be more severe than the current wave. However, it has been observed that many people in the country are still reluctant in the fight against the 5 golden rules which was given by the government through the Ministry of Health. The recommendations globally have been given through the World Health Organization, which has stated that South Africa's surging numbers could be a precursor for outbreaks across Africa. Zambians have been advised to take COVID-19 preventive measures seriously if they are to defeat COVID-19. Margaret Shota now gives us this analysis.
Since the outbreak of coronavirus, not only in Zambia, authorities all over the world have set out a list of guidelines to stop COVID-19 from spreading. In Zambia, the Ministry of Health has given 5 golden rules that must be adhered to all the time and everywhere, regardless of who the person is. And these are masking up in public, maintaining physical distance, washing of hands frequently or use hand sanitizer, avoid crowded places, staying at home, and to seek medical attention if symptomatic. But hey, in the midst of 4th wave of COVID-19, the Republican president, who is the head of state, has been seen leading the crowd without social distancing. This is not the first time the head of state is seen moving without following the 5 health golden rules of COVID-19 given by the Ministry of Health. Just few days ago, the Republican president was seen in public where he was seen in a crowd of people without social distancing. The president has also been seen taking pictures with people where he is the only one wearing a mask without social distancing. The question one would ask is that, does COVID-19 only affect commoners? Or the 5 golden rules were only given to half of the Zambian? Or is COVID-19 only to those on the other side? This question still remains unanswered. However, it is worrying that laxity on COVID-19 preventive measures in Zambia has come at a time when community transmission is steadily increasing. It is evident that people not only in communities, but the country at large have prematurely dropped the guard. On 29th of January 2022, the government announced that Zambia may experience another wave of COVID-19, which is likely to be more severe than the current 4th wave. Hence, the country needs to take a warning from the World Health Organization, WHO, which has stated that South Africa's surging numbers could be a precursor for outbreaks across Africa. In the context of COVID-19 pandemic, there is no zero risk when it comes to any kind of gathering, especially events that bring groups of people together. Regardless of the size of the event, they are at risk from COVID-19 whenever they get together with other people, as the virus that causes COVID-19 spreads easily indoors, especially in poor ventilated settings. However, it is unfortunate that compliance with the stipulated preventive measures is not the same as it was around April. The question is Zambia ready for the next wave, which may be experienced likely to be more severe than the current 4th wave? With the laxity of COVID-19 preventive measures being portrayed, the question still remains unanswered. The Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, has warned that laxity among citizens on preventive measures will result in the death of many citizens. Hence, it is very important to follow these guidelines, not only to protect yourself, but also to protect other people. Margaret Shota, Muvi TV News in Lusaka.
The opposition Socialist Party, SP, has officially written to the Electoral Commission of Zambia, complaining over the political attacks which took place on its members during the campaigns in Kawata constituency on Saturday afternoon by a group of suspected UPND cadres. Party President Fred Membe says the commission should quickly intervene in the matter, stating the alleged UPND attackers followed his members at a place where they were conducting their campaigns in accordance with the given campaign timetable. Dr. Membe wondered the alleged lack of respect for the ECZ campaign timetable by the UPND led by the Republican Vice President Mutalena Lumango. He says UPND President and Vice President do not seem to have any regard for the ECZ timetables, adding that they have continually displacing his members in areas where, as per ECZ timetable, they are supposed to be. Dr. Membe says given the very limited campaign time in a by-election, they don't find this practice to be fair and justifiable. He says for the by-elections to be free and fair, all participants deserve fair and equal treatment. He has called on the Commission to urgently intervene. Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu says he is elated that the Food Reserve Agency FRA is paying farmers in Northern Province the last dues that the agency owed them. Speaking in a telephone interview with Muvi TV News, Mr. Mpundu disclosed that Northern Province is a food basket as it contributes about 35% to the national strategic reserves. He notes that only last year, 3.8 million bags of maize were collected from the Northern Province, hence making the country food secure. Mr. Mpundu has since urged the FRA to ensure that it expedite the process of paying all the farmers in the province and ensure that they receive their payments in due course.
Northern Province today is a food basket. We are contributing somewhere towards around 35% to the national strategic reserves. As of last year, you recall that government through FRA collected 3.8 million bags of maize from Northern Province. And obviously, the facilities are part of those who contributed towards that figure. And we are happy that all our farmers this time around, they are being paid their last slot that remains.
The Liberation Movement leader Enoch Tonga has described the Anti-Corruption Commission ACC and other investigative wings of being inept. Mr. Tonga says the current officers entrusted in fighting corruption have no capacity apart from playing to the gallery in an effort to impress the powers that be. He says besides the ineptness, the officers delayed to follow suspected criminals as it started 3 months after the change of government. He was speaking when he featured on Muvi TV special interview.
Yes. And we've got a head of state here who is at least demonstrating that he's an enemy of the corruption we're talking about.
No, he's not demonstrating anything. He isn't. And it's my fervent prayer that going ahead towards should I call towards 2026, you know, this man called Hakainde Hichilema mustn't be held in a cocoon. He mustn't be hidden in the name of a president. This man must be brought before the public. Have you noticed that his appetite for media now has reduced? You know, first week, is it 1 week? Second week was in power. He was all over trying to address the nation. He will not do it now because he has unanswered questions. What am I trying to say here? He needs to be brought public, in public domain. And this time around, I must promise the people of Zambia that you don't expect TRT to go and debate with the riffraffs. That will not happen. What I mean here is that any debate we're going to make ahead of any possible elections, assuming Hakainde gets there, he must be brought head on so that we can take him on. So don't be cheated that he is fighting corruption. No, he isn't. Probably corruption in his own tummy. But as far as I'm concerned, his no authority is put aside and busy visiting people's bedrooms in the name of fighting corruption. That's uncalled for. With the so-called I call it inept law enforcers. In an event that I was ahead of state, first of all, I could have closed these law enforcers, the DEC, the Anti-Corruption Commission, even the police itself. First of all, we needed to investigate the Anti-Corruption Commission. We needed to investigate the DEC, because you cannot have an institution being paid taxpayers' money and then sitting down waiting until government changes. That is when they start to begin. For example, I was a minister, and I know that government has changed. Will I keep debt in my house? So how can HDMA and his so-called law enforcers, after 4 months, whatever, that's when they begin to follow people individually. What are they going to find in those bedrooms? Is what you do? So these are the leaders that you've got in public office. So that is not fighting corruption. He's basically cheating, as he cheated the people of Zambia for him to send to power. So now a youth is seated, oh yes, they are following that one. You have heard recently that one of his ministers, one of the ministers in HDM's government, he should be husband. There's an issue of single sourcing of fertilizer. What has Hakainde done? So these are all games that the gentleman is winning.
As the days draw closer to the February 3, 2022 Kabwata by-election polls, President Hakainde Hichilema has assured residents in the area of more developmental policies. President Hichilema says the free education policy and the increase in the Constituency Development Fund (CDF) is the start of many things to come. The head of state was speaking when he drummed up support for the United Party for National Development UPND Kabwata aspiring candidate Andrew Tayengwa shortly after attending a church service in Liseli United Church of Zambia UCZ congregation in Kabwata constituency. A Kasama family whose body was mistakenly buried by another family told to pay 15,000 for the body to be exhumed in Mansa district. The body of Julius Wanga, age 72 in Mansa district, who died in his house between Monday and Tuesday, was taken to Mansa General Hospital mortuary on Tuesday, but both mourners and family members were surprised after discovering that the body of their relative was missing. Susan Kangale, wife to the deceased, explains that she was at the farm in Matanda when her husband died, as he was alone in the house, but that is shocked by what has transpired at Mansa General Hospital mortuary. Luapula Province Permanent Secretary Mighty Mumba says he will give an official statement in due course.
Losing a loved one is heartbreaking, but for a family of Chofe village in Mansa district, they have not only lost a loved one, but his body has also gone missing after depositing it in Mansa General Hospital mortuary on Tuesday. It was discovered on Wednesday when the family went to collect the body for burial that his body had gone missing. The deceased wife, who was at the farm, husband died, explains.
Nali ku farm kwa Matanda. Ronambiro kutuma phone pa Monday kwamba kuma 13 hours. Nalituma phone 7 times. Phone tayari asuka.
The family members gives an account on how they discovered and what happened after discovering that his body has gone missing.
Ilo kwali ukuya kulia kumocha alipasangirwa titire chitumbi chesu. Nomba bamukaba mwine mushibali isatu itafuerupa. Tampo okutwe bati. Chile chitumbi nga chakwe bati tamwalete kuno. Mwala isapali bamwine mushumise mulondorole ili ashi. Elo muyana kumfumu mne amulipire mbushi pantu chitumbi chenu na chimoneka. Pantu twakuli kulipira 15,000 ya kuti tushukire timpantu fokwena twalefa chitumbi chesu ukuyishikira fwebe ni pantu walipe kanyafyonze amba bali abasendire chitumbi kwena bali rufyanya fwe rupota tusekeremo.
They have wondered why government would tell them to pay 15,000 when the body of their family member went missing whilst in the hospital mortuary.
Malukula baba mu government ni shitire pilibula kwe bati bena nga fefene na ipuisha tinishi mwalali pilisha mortuary pantu ifo tatwala ndali kwe bati bakutitamba twalafu akwe chitumbi ifo muntu wese tulefu atumusange mortuary mo twabiki nama na namba batupera era futi bakapokola balashule efitumbi fya kwa chali puisha emyeshi fyali bola kabali pirapo abantu ama 15000 nobe 15 pini baturombelea kwa chibashitemichi yala moneka kui
bachimpia muleta 15000 twala ifunya kui ile ifana turushe fingi milishe yapachiriro kai tule bola na 15000 tonpo kubikapo efotola chaho kanshi hapo abene balandati kulipira 15000 tikachile veve fine ante bufoya bwa buteko vintu bolandire but bufoya bwo story for yati twashini nkisha kwacho umuntu wesu ali hapa ngangateo so nabapenda tusekele mu muri.
Both government and Chief Chimese will be able to give an official statement soon. Helen Chicha reporting in Mansa District.
You're watching the Prime Time News. We'll go for our first break. Stay tuned.
Sometimes you just know that something ain't going good. You say to yourself, this ain't working for me.
Like when you don't got it?
Yeah, man, I mean, being smart means knowing when to stop. Know your limits.
So like knowing when to stop? Yeah, makes sense.
If it's not fun, choose to stop.
This advertisement is brought to you by Bread Power.
Where's Bob? Anyone seen Bob? Has anyone seen Bob? Bob? Bob! Bob!
Over here.
Where?
Over here.
How did you get in there?
With my Airtel Money MasterCard.
Airtel Money MasterCard? But you don't even have a bank account. How did you get a card?
Well, it's not a card, but it works just like one. It's virtual, so no plastic, and it's safer.
But what are you doing there?
I want to buy Nancy a birthday gift, book my flight tickets, renew my Big Click subscription, and order a shipment.
For all things online, the Airtel Money MasterCard. It's not a card, but works just like one. Get one on the Airtel Money menu on your phone.
We are delighted to add Lubumbashi-Ngoma to our network. Welcome aboard Rwandair, Africa's safest airline that will connect you to more than 24 destinations throughout the network.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
We continue with the news. The Christian Coalition Zambia has endorsed the United Party for National Development UPND aspiring candidate Andrew Tayengo for the Kabwata parliamentary by-elections. Coalition General Secretary Mbulo Katuta says the coalition is of the view that the vote in Kabwata constituency is of the continuity, hence its decision to support Mr. Tayengo. He was speaking during a press briefing Sunday morning.
We have MMD and all these political parties working together for the common goal. As a coalition, so it is not new to the entire country Zambia. I am Dr. Mbulo Pokakunta, coming all the way from Luapula province, Mansa district. Now, the question is, how important is this Kabwata constituency? In your Kabwata constituency, there must be something very, very special. Wherever we are, this is a succession election. Sukuru wa pulanga ture pianiko muntu mulume afwa ero basenda na mayo okumupelo mulume tatusendo mulume wa family imbi. That is a grave mistake. We shall look around the family. Bushe brother wa kwe ni nani wala senda malono akasungia abana bwino That's why when we looked at it as a Christian coalition Zambia, even in the Bible it is recorded. When you go to the book of Exodus, atilio mulume afuire tabaire kulupwalu mbaire bula munyina pyana uyu mwana kashipa kuti musungi abana. With me, I've said we have endorsed the candidature of Honorable Andrew Tayengwa from the first nomination.
Over 150 households in Kalomo district have been affected by the current flash floods, resulting in several houses collapsing and leaving many homeless. And the Disaster Management and Mitigation Unit has started distributing relief food and tents to help the affected families in the district. Southern Province DMMU Coordinator Esnat Mwakwakwa says Kalomo experienced heavy rains from 20th January, which has caused floods in some parts of the district. Ms. Makwakwa also indicated that many roads and bridges have also been washed away. She says a number of schools have been affected as well as affecting the learners' process. Ms. Nakwakwa says as a result, DMMU is now providing humanitarian assistance to the affected families in form of food, shelter and other logistics. President Lazarus Chakwera has announced his new set of cabinet ministers and deputy in a few days after he unceremoniously dissolved his entire cabinet last week on January 24, 2022. Dr. Chakwera has warned his ministers that he will deal with anyone who will be found wanting in the execution of duties, stating the officers they have been assigned are of the authority of Malawians who want to see development. He says there is no doubt that corruption is the vice which should not be entertained in his government. Dr. Chakwera's cabinet consists of old faces in the government, with more reshuffles being done. He was speaking shortly after the swearing-in ceremony of his ministers and deputy ministers.
Wishing you success and the very best in your assignment. I also believe that as your appointing authority, I hold a unique perspective on the ingredients commensurate with a successful tenure in my cabinet. I therefore avail myself of this opportunity to present to you my expectations of you, which you would do well to regard as non-negotiable. For these expectations are designed to protect and promote the public good. First, I expect my cabinet members to work hard. We have more work to do than there are hands to do it. There is therefore absolutely no excuse for sloth, laziness, and procrastination. You must attend to your duties. You must fulfill your responsibilities. You must do your job. And when I issue a directive for your ministry to carry out, you must engage in extra gear to see that it is carried out with speed and without excuses, above and beyond your regular duties. Second, I expect my cabinet to work together. Many of Malawi's problems are multi-sectoral and require inter-ministerial collaboration. Whether it is the unprecedented devastation caused by a cyclone in the deep south of the country, or the devastation caused by COVID-19 pandemic in disrupting the lives and livelihoods of millions, or the devastation caused by unemployment and loss of income-generating activities across the country and the economy, or the devastation caused to our governance apparatus by decades of corruption in the public service. The solutions have to be multi-sectoral, inter-ministerial, and must be implemented collaboratively. Do not work in silos. Do not work alone. Thirdly, I expect my cabinet to work humbly. You are here to serve, not to rule or boast. Occupying high office is not a license to act high and mighty. The people of Malawi are your bosses, not your subjects. You are therefore not allowed to look your noses down on them. You're not allowed to talk down to them. You're not allowed to brag to them about how great and powerful you are. You're not allowed to trot with pomp and circumstance. Our philosophy of leadership is servant leadership. And servant leaders listen more than they speak. Servant leaders focus more on improving public service delivery than enjoying public service benefits. Servant leaders remain reachable and accessible to the people they serve. Servant leaders use power to improve the plight of their people, not to enrich themselves. And fourthly, I expect my cabinet to work ethically. Do not accept a gift in exchange for using your office to give someone preferential treatment in administration of a public service. That is corruption. Do not accept a payment from anyone to whom your ministry has rendered a public service. That is corruption. Do not invent or fabricate or approve useless ministry activities in order to generate allowances for you and other public servants. That is corruption. Do not bully or push state institutions to pay or award a contractor from whom you stand to benefit and with whom you have business interests or shares. That is corruption. Do not under any circumstances or for any personal glory violate the oath of office and related oath of secrecy you have taken, which are required by law and are designed to protect our national interests for the good of Malawi and its people. That too is corruption. Corruption comes in many forms, and the opportunities to succumb to it in this country abound. But you must resist it at every turn. Because if you do not follow the law will follow you. And if you think that I will use my office to save you from facing a law you have broken, then you are gravely mistaken.
We go for our second set of commercials. Do stay tuned.
Anyone can get lucky.
As COVID-19 cases keep rising, many business entities are affected and their revenue keeps going down. But together, we can fight COVID-19. Rumpi Enterprises provides you and your organization the safety you require in these hard times of the COVID-19 pandemic by using effective disinfectants procedures such as knockdown and residual disinfecting that helps prevent and get rid of COVID-19. We do knockdown and residual disinfecting procedures for homes, offices, hospitals, churches, and many more. Protect yourself and the people around you and get your business running with our powerful trusted disinfectants. Call Rumpi Enterprises on 0955 767835 or 0955 992230, or come to the 3rd floor, room 3, Tazara House, corner of Dedan Kimati and Independence Avenue. Follow us on Facebook, Rumpi Enterprises Limited. Always remember to observe the COVID-19 guidelines. Mask up, sanitize, social distancing, and staying.
Has she answered it? Have you decided? Yes.
The answer is yes.
Yes! You said yes! Yes! Oh. Yes! She said yes!
Hey, Chawama. Wow! Congrats, bro!
What? We'll be there.
Last Sunday of next month.
Are you here?
You may give her the ring.
Everyone, say to Filai.
One day, I'll give you the world.
Oh, you already have.
Celebrate Life na Kangwe Kesu. Call at 1 way per second to all networks.
The Mwami one-stop border post, which scheduled to be opened soon, has attracted local entrepreneurs from Zambia and Malawi that target to expand their businesses through cross-border trading. The Eastern Chamber of Commerce and Industry invited their counterparts from the National Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, NASME, for an interactive meeting to discuss ways and solutions to grow their businesses. The meeting themed creating business linkages between Malawi and Zambia through cross-border trading was held at Eastern Comfort Lodge in Chipata District. More in the report.
Government is working with various stakeholders to promote cross-border trading between Eastern Province and neighboring countries. The Eastern Province Chamber of Commerce and Industry invited the National Association of Small-Scale and Medium Enterprises from Malawi for a 2-day meeting targeted at promoting cross-border trading through the local entrepreneurs from the 2 SADC countries. The meeting was held under the theme Creating Business Linkages between Malawi and Zambia through the Mwami Mchinji One-Stop Border Post. Tamala Ngolobe is the delegation leader of the team of local entrepreneurs from Malawi.
I'm very excited about the one-stop border post facility because most of the traders that go from Malawi to Zambia and Zambia to Malawi are from this bandwidth of small to medium enterprises. What Sangalala has come up with is a very marketable product that is the international quality. It can go anywhere, and that's what we're trying to encourage. Ready for export products that are organically sourced materials and also that are supporting the local economy and also the youths.
Eastern Province Chamber of Commerce and Industry President Thomas Mtonga encouraged local entrepreneurs in Chipata and beyond to take advantage of the enabling business environment that government has created.
The public sector that you represent has done a fantastic job in terms of bringing up an elegant structure like the one which has been done. It's not possible for private sector alone to do that kind of work. Now that facility has been done and is yet to be launched, what is it that we can talk about so that when that day comes, we are not stuck on what we should do next?
Eastern Province Acting Permanent Secretary Beauty Piri expressed delight in the initiative made by the Eastern Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
I wish to inform you that the governments of the Republic of Zambia and the Malawian government are already doing everything possible towards realizing your dreams over the operationalization of the one-stop border post. The OCP complements efforts to facilitate efficient trade. Once operationalized, this one border stop force to significantly reduce the time spent at the border to allow for synchronized border procedures, which will in turn promote border coordination, making our shared border smart and efficient.
Yeah, the local entrepreneurs from the two SADC countries showcased their products. Sylvester Shimba reporting for Zanis in Chipata District, Eastern Province.
Lusaka's Kalingalinga Ward 36 Councillor Chiwesa Nyoni has bemoaned the influx of what he calls fake investors in his ward who have given on rampage into the gaming god Bonanza. He said is affecting the lives of many children. Mr. Nyoni says Bonanza gaming is children whom most of them run away from school for such in order for them to make money. He has disclosed that there is also parents patronizing such places as early as 06 hours. Meanwhile, Mr. Nyoni has called on community members in his area to partner with government on matters of development.
Kwa Bonanza ikanisa bana kwenda ku school chimankala chogira ku mutima wapeza bana mu uniform bali pa Bonanza. And then mukabayanganisisa bino, these are 12-year-old children. Aba ndiye bana bakuti in the next 20 years are supposed to be sitting here as councillors, ministers and so on. So if we don't do anything to curb this gaming, this type of gaming, this type of gambling, ingatisiza iranganisisa kuti tonongera abantu, then posterity will judge us wrong. Will be there to say manje mwenzeri kuti mwenze ma leaders bana bameneti nabo somebody is 30, 40, they are not doing so, they are not as ambitious, determined, hardworking and so on, because these gambling machines or this gambling the way it is addictive. It is like mchimozi monga wayamba kubema fwaka ukayamba ololibe ukambira chabe muntu apita kujambira chabe mfungo ya fwaka uzabisha kuti wende upempe chabe ni semu nayi Bonanza kubana sibafu noona coin ni coin mu nyumba ya sola upite chabe mkulu libe drama you know how uncomfortable it is nipempa ko coin and genuinely you don't have as an adult, you are already, you are out of place. So that is where as civic leaders really we need to show our relevance.
Yeah. As civic leaders you can do your part, in sensitizing your people like you are doing right now, appealing to your members, appealing to the parents and mothers out there and also fathers. But what, as a man who sits in the legal committee, do you think what is lacking possibly, could it be stiffer laws that would deter our people from doing that? Not only our people, but also even the so-called investors who have invested into this kind of gaming altogether. What could be lacking in this one?
We have enough laws, it's just implementation, and since we have enough laws and we are still struggling to implement them or to enforce them, this kind of business you've mentioned, the only thing that can deter it, because these people are all over in our compound. This shop has got this machine. The other shop there, they will say, this one we have a license here, it is legal. But when you see the damage they are causing, it is the same. But the laws will say, the one who's wrong is the one who has it in a shop, not this one who's got a license there. But the damage is The same. And that one who's got a license probably has got more since it is allowing. So it's causing more damage than the one with one machine. But the law will penalize that one with one machine. So you see where I get uncomfortable with this, particularly on this matter. And looking at the gravity of the damage that it will cause to us in the next 10, 20 years. Yeah.
What could be your appeal to the law enforcers, with regards to the subject we are talking about? Because you've mentioned that we've got enough laws that really can help us to deter this kind of, lawlessness altogether.
When I say enough laws, it doesn't mean that there are no loopholes or what. Right. Because right now, when you go and impound or get it, that person has got the power to sue you. You see, on top of damaging the society, also wants to sue you so that you go to jail. You see the predicament we are in. So therefore, as we go down this program,
we do go for our final break. Still more stories after that.
They'll play a high press to force the mistakes. They'll dominate the aerial ball. They too tall. We will handle the pressure and smash them on the break. The number 9 has scored in their last 5 games. The passing will be quick, decisive, precisely. There will be drama in the dying minutes. This match will mean more than 3 points. They will have the home ground advantage. This is why I bet. This is why I bet. This is why I bet. Betway.
Fairview University College is enrolling students for the January-April 2022 intake in the following: School of Education, Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Education in Special Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Diploma in Primary Education, Diploma in Secondary Education, Diploma in Special Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Diploma in Public Relations, School of Hotel and Tourism, Diploma in Food and Production, Diploma in Front Office, Diploma in Food and Beverages Management, Diploma in Hospitality and Events Management, and Diploma in Sales and Marketing. For more information, visit us at Regent College along Kwazi Road or the North Mid Campus at plot number 11 Luamba Road, Lusaka, or call us on 0955 787114 or 0966 787114 or 0977 787114. Fairview University College. We aim at excellence.
Where's Bob? Anyone seen Bob? Has anyone seen Bob? Bob? Bob! Bob!
Over here.
Where?
Over here.
How did you get in there?
With my Airtel Money MasterCard.
Airtel Money MasterCard? But you don't even have a bank account. How did you get a card?
Well, it's not a card, but it works just like one. It's virtual, so no plastic, and it's safer.
But what are you doing there?
I want to buy Nancy a birthday gift, book my flight tickets, renew my Big Click subscription, and order a shipment.
For all things online, the Airtel Money MasterCard. It's not a card, but works just like one. Get one on the Airtel Money menu on your phone.
And now for the rest of the stories. Patriot Front PF member Chishimba Kambwili on Sunday morning was involved in a road traffic accident on his way back to the Copperbelt province to Lusaka. Mr. Kambwili was together with one of his close nephews, Charles Kawita.
involved in an accident. Watched the fleet on our way going to Lusaka. We have just flipped. This is where we all went. Wachuma mchimu tumulia. Watchta watilibuka. But we are okay. Nobody's hurt. Chikarambo. Tatucheneku. Nakumotuka yena. I doubt. But na engine na itoweka. Tairerira nokulira. Motoka yena kula bakofi. So fears even the engine is na itoweka.
Well, and on that sad note, we end the primetime news today. To wrap up, we look at the headlines once again. President HH assures more development for Kawata residents. Socialist Party officially rise to ECZ over the Saturday attacks on its members by suspected UPND cadres. Laxity in the adherence to COVID-19 rules worries stakeholders. Northwestern PS FRA for paying farmers floods cause havoc in Kalomo district. Malawian President Chakwera announced and swears in his new set of ministers. Well, thank you so much for having joined us this evening. Be sure to watch me, Keith Mwemba, for the main news at 21:15 hours. On behalf of the entire production crew, thank you so much and good evening. God bless.
Register now with this upstanding institution by calling 0978 435 853 or 0763 865 035 or 0955 617 872 or visit www.prominentcherubinstitute.edu.zm. We are located in Lusaka west of Mungu Road next to ZNS Sopelo Camp. Come and get your nursing qualification from a reliable institution and make your future and that of the world better. Prominent Cherub Institute, the place to be for nursing.
Who's got the cheapest plots in town with affordable payment plans? Namayo, Heritage Property. Yes, I'm searching around, cause I'm trying to build a house where I can find a better place. Heritage Property. Tell me more. Heritage Property. It's another day to make a difference in your life. Put your investments in land today, and guess what? It's as cheap as 9,000 kwacha only. For only 9,000 kwacha, you get to buy a 30 by 20 size of land in 18 miles. If you can't pay it all at once, you still can pay in installments of 1,000 kwacha per month until you finish. For more details, visit us at Finical House on the 9th floor in room 9 or call us on 0976 734527 or 0961 620881. Visit our Facebook page at Namayo Heritage Property. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Namayo Heritage Property. Come and inherit your heritage. Namayo Heritage Property, your land guru.
Amazing, isn't it? The zeal to want to grow, to become better and achieve greatness, to want to learn and expand in your profession. But wait a minute. You need a conducive environment that couches and supports your development. A place for growth, innovation, and change. One with instructors that have your best interests at heart to tailor-make every lesson with exceptional standard education. An environment that supports your moral growth. One that delivers quality education to groom you and set your potential so high to become an entrepreneur or join the workforce. Build you to be environmental cautious and facilitate its best practices. But that's not all. You need a clear runway with the best facilities to equip you in delivering the best quality health, grooming you to bring out the best in others. And we believe that the best meal and service you can deliver is a mixture of etiquette in reception and just a dash of courtesy. While you're at it, rejuvenate with a variety of sports and associations that build your skills and enhance your development. Because when you come to university, it's people meeting people, learning from others, and at the end of the day, it is working together and building something bigger than ourselves. The good